Greetings, seekers. Today I want to talk to you a bit about predictive programming in graphic novels as it pertains to the current situation that we're witnessing. The first graphic novel is from 2010. It's called Chew, and it's about how a fake flu destroys the meat industry and everyone is forced to eat Beyond Meat. So here's a sample page from that. This guy has a cooking show and he's trying to cook up the Beyond Meat, and then he says, look, no matter how I spin this or disguise the flavor, the end result is still going to taste like boiled ass compared to how it is supposed to be. I'm supposed to stand here and pretend this sad crap is actually tolerable when in fact it's barely freaking edible. There was never any bird flu. The government tells you there was, and they are lying. No disrespect to the people who died, but this was never about birds. The government has an agenda, and this bird flu hoax is at the heart of it. And then he goes on to say, it's all bullshit. Every word the president said is a goddamn lie. Screw him, screw the Senate, screw the Congress, and screw every goddamn liar in Washington for ratifying a constitutional amendment based on lies. So in this comic, there was some kind of supposed flu that wiped out. It was spread through chickens and other birds. So the government just banned that and replaced all meat with this kind of soylent Beyond Burger type meat that nobody likes. I saw this a lot during what was going on. For instance, this headline right here sums it up. Coronavirus could propel plant-based Beyond Meat into a giant like Amazon or Facebook. We also saw Beyond Meat themselves giving away over 1 million burgers to feed the healthcare workers. They even kind of rolled out Snoop Dogg, and he donated 1 million Beyond Burgers to doctors and the frontline workers, basically just trying to push that onto people. So that was the first comic that predicted something very specific about the current situation. And the second one is kind of a famous one, but we're going to go through it anyways. This is V for Vendetta. There is a quarantine. There's all these cameras everywhere, and they say for your protection. And this one says the people of London are advised that the Brixton and Streatham areas are quarantine zones as of today. It is suggested that these areas be avoided for reasons of health and safety. And then you have the next panel over. Productivity reports from Hertfordshire indicate a possible end to meat rationing starting mid-February. So we got this connection between quarantine and, again, meat shortages. There's a lot more predictive programming in this, though. This woman is listening to the radio, and it says, Miss Carroll went on to say that it is the duty of every man in this country to seize the initiative and to make Britain great again. So we have the Make Britain Great Again, Make America Great Again predictive programming right there. Then later on, this girl is subject to police brutality that's connected with all of this, and basically this guy destroys the Parliament building. You've probably read it. In the comic, there isn't a virus that kills everyone. That comes a little bit later, but in the movie, the government engineers a virus, and that's how the fascists rise to power. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's a comic called DMZ, and this is from 2009, I believe. That's about when I read it. It's about a civil war, and the new American Civil War, and it's not. There's no boundaries. It's not ideological. It's a political civil war. It's right wing versus left wing. It's Democrat versus Republican, and in it, there is a DMZ. There is like a Chaz or a CHOP that they call it now, but it's not in Seattle. The autonomous zone is in New York City. So here we have a new kind of political, boundaryless civil war with one city as the main focus of an autonomous zone. It's about this journalist who goes in there to try to uncover what the people in the DMZ actually are thinking. And last thing I want to talk to you about is not a graphic novel, but it is a PC game that I recently finished. It's almost 2 years old now, well before any of this started, but there's this one point in there where you're learning what happened to this once great nation, and it's basically in ruins, and there was a revolution. She says, it made people overthrow their governments. Sarath is a highly infectious microorganism that destroyed brain tissue. The actual causes of the revolution were material, and the pandemic only provided the spark. So there, again, you have this idea of a revolution, an overthrowing of the government, and like a collapsing of society directly linked to a pandemic. All right, and that was called Disco Elysium, was that game. So that's it for today. Thank you, and I'll see you, Seekers. Bye.